What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Brain Freeze, the show where the coolest guests come to have the chill conversations on hot topics. Last episode, we sat down with Jeremy, the CEO of Whos and the next best thing to online chat room world since Omegle. Today, we're keeping the momentum going with someone who's not only part of the content vision, he's helping push it further. Today's guest is a content creator, streamer, fellow podcaster, and even a competitive lead who's representing both Northern Forces and the Xcel Collective. If you've seen his timeline, you already know he's a non-stop grind with icy edits, sharp takes, and a work ethic that doesn't stop. We're going to talk content, competition, carving out a lane in this new era of content creators. He's not just tapped into the scene, he's helping shape it. Let's break the ice and welcome to the Brain Freeze, Nvyius. How's it going?
Jesus Christ. That intro was insane, dude.
Hey, kind of my signature, you know what I mean? Everything else is kind of mid. As long as we kick it with the intro, then we're chilling.
Dude, you're making me sound like an actual, consistent content creator.
Hey, man, look, I tapped in. I do my research on everybody when they come onto the podcast. And not trying to be rude, but there's a lot of people out there who don't make comedic content. I watched maybe 3 minutes of your video that you posted today, and I was fucking rolling with half of the clips in that fucking video. So
Fire, dude.
It was a pretty solid video, and I watched a few more after that. And I have to say, do you edit all of your own videos?
Yeah.
I think as a content creator, you definitely know how to drive comedic value out of a video, which is pretty rare nowadays because a lot of people just go with whatever tide is rolling, which in most cases is just news and updates and that kind of shit. But I love a comedic content creator when I can find one. I could definitely say that I think you fit that bill perfectly. So
yeah, huge help is autism. Very big help.
Yeah.
Hyperfixations on everything.
Yeah, that's I don't know how to comment on that. We're going. So we talked a little bit before we started recording. You are familiar with the Brain Freeze podcast. Okay. So we are going to talk to the people at home who aren't as familiar. We usually do mini games, but due to some advice that I received from both the comments of previous videos and some other fellow podcasters in the space trying to help you boy out, we are going to not run mini games in today's episode, and hopefully that'll help some retention so some of you guys want to watch a little longer, because the mini games run a little too long is what I'm hearing. So I'm going to try and either cut mini games out entirely, or we're going to try and figure out how to shrink them so they don't last literally 50% of the time of the podcast. So today's episode is going to be split up into 3 chapters that'll cover different parts of who you are as a content creator in and off the screen. At the end of each chapter, we're going to check in with you, see if there's anything that we missed that maybe I didn't check through on the research part, and see if there's a little bit more about you that we can find out. You ready to go? Perfect. So today's chapters are Becoming Nvyius. It's all about how you got started, where the name comes from, and what drives you as a creator. Then we're going to dive into Northern Excellence, balancing competitive leadership with creative output, and see if both can actually coexist with each other. And finally, we're going to end with Legacy in Progress, focused on the future, what's to come for you, and what we're building for the future vision of your brand. Sounds good?
Stellar.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's get going with chapter 1, Becoming Nvyius. We're going to take it back before the content, before any of the teams that you're currently in. What first pulled you into gaming?
I had a severe addiction to YouTube growing up, and I grew up with 3 brothers, and all we did really was play video games together, mainly fighting games like Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, Tekken, all those.
Okay.
But huge inspirations from YouTubers I watched, like Dashy Games and Markiplier, Jack, PewDiePie, the GOATs. It always seemed like a really cool thing to do for a living, since I already wasted my life away on games anyway. So, and my friend group was always pretty funny, so I figured it was worth a shot. I first started actually on Instagram. I didn't start on YouTube or streaming or anything like that. It was all just Destiny 1 edits of just clips that I would hit and stuff like that. And I did that for a couple of years until I got tired of Destiny and got into Call of Duty and like horror games and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And finally got like an Elgato. So then I started recording like sessions with me and my friends and whatnot, which is where the really old cringy videos came from, where I was editing on iMovie that are all privated now. I cannot let that see the light of day, ever.
I mean, you could.
No.
I did dig back on your YouTube channel and found a video from almost exactly a decade ago of just a GTA like no scope of like 40 seconds long, just like went for it like 6 times, finally hit it, and then he just like stopped for 20 seconds. I was like,
I quite honestly don't know why I still have that up. I remember that was me playing with my cousin. We were playing Snipers or Stunners.
oh, okay.
I remember freaking out about that shot and decided to have that be my first YouTube post. And when I did like the mass deletion of all my old videos, I left that up.
You're like, you know what?
Reasons,
I fuck with this one.
Yeah, this one's hard. This one's hard.
Use that as the channel trailer, as a throwback kind of thing.
Yeah, just to show people I'm an actual sniper.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Since a wee age.
So, was there a specific moment, or even a game, where you thought like yeah, I think I do actually really want to be part of this scene, as far as like the gaming culture scene?
That also started with Destiny.
Okay.
The Destiny 1 community was like night and day compared to Destiny 2. I had a huge friend group in Destiny 1. We all posted together. We all always played together and did like trials and whatnot. Have you played Destiny before? Do you know what like Trials of Osiris is?
I mean, I've watched. I know what you're talking about at least.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, it's pretty much like an end game PvP kind of thing in Destiny, where if you win, I think it was back in Destiny like 9 competitive matches in a row, you got to an end game area called the Lighthouse where you got exclusive gear and all that. So I would help people through that to get there, because a lot of people had never gone there before because they couldn't compete. And that carried into Destiny 2, which I did for a really long time in Destiny 2, and that's where I actually got the majority of my fan base from, over on Twitch when I was still streaming over there. And the community just got so unbelievably toxic. And I think around that time Cold War came out, so I was just tired of it. Like I was constantly getting hit offline and like threats and all that from just me beating people in a video game.
Yeah.
So when Cold War dropped, I did like the hard switch and obviously like lost a lot of viewership on the stuff I would make. But I couldn't do it anymore.
That's that's an interesting switch to make, because Destiny, like there's easier jumps to make there than Call of Duty, you know what I mean? Like there you got, I mean, even Halo is even more remotely close to that kind of area. You have like, I mean, what was back then? Was Warframe back then? I feel like Warframe is a closer like cut close. What was it about Call of Duty that made you come back to the Call of Duty community?
Well, like even way before Destiny even came out, I was always a Call of Duty player. I've been sniping on Call of Duty since World at War, so I just never made content on it really. But Destiny was like what sparked the content creation thing, and then when a new Call of Duty came out that actually looked good to me, because I think before Cold War was MW19, right?
Yep, that's right.
And I was still on console at that point, so hot take, I hated MW19. I hated it.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Because on console it sucked. Because there's no FOV. So I just toughed it out on Destiny until Cold War dropped, and then made the hard switch to see if I could maybe make it work. But it took a long time.
So maybe challenging question, maybe not. Do you regret the decision? Do you regret the decision to not only make the switch, but make the switch to Call of Duty?
It definitely stung a lot, because back then I was still like really hyper focused on analytics and stuff and numbers and whatnot. So when I saw those tank after how long I was doing it and finally getting some traction, it knocked the motivation down a quite a lot. But with just how toxic Destiny was, with my own mental, I just couldn't bring myself to trudge through it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of full steamed ahead on Call of Duty and hoped that it would work out, which thankfully it did. Just took a while.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't say I regret it though.
Yeah.
I met too many great people in this com.
No, that's valid. Yeah, no, that's definitely valid. I mean, even then, there's a lot of people. I think both of us kind of got into this community right around the same time, because I got right around 2, maybe 3 months into Cold War is when I kind of got into this community. I don't think we necessarily started at the same points, but we both eventually kind of ended up in the same kind of crowd, at least mutuals, you know. So, with Cold War, did you start off sniping right into the sniping scene with Cold War, or did you eventually make your way kind of there?
With Cold War, it was more so like funny moments, but okay. I did also release my first Nvyius montage, which is like an annual Call of Duty montage I try to make with each COD from that year. But it was mainly funny moments and stuff, and still posting like little edits on Instagram of clips and shit like that. Yeah. The actual like sniping content didn't really come in until Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So I do want to kind of step away from the gamer tag a little bit, away from the online space. But before we do that, I am curious about the origins of the gamer tag. Nvyius is a pretty clever take on the way that you spelt it. Is it for originality purposes that you wanted the name Nvyius, or is there something more to the gamer tag?
It is so stupid. I'm gonna be honest. I went through so many tag changes. Originally, it was Lost in Envy because during World War II, me and my IRL friends had like our own sniping team that we tried to start up, where you had to have like Lost in something. Which after World War II, that kind of just ended. After that, it was ONV, and then it went from ONV to Nvyius. I got Lost in Envy from song names that I liked. A song called Lost, and I think it was like some lo-fi song called Envy, and I wanted to like combine the two somehow, but I didn't like the look of how Envy's actually spelled with the E in front of it. So I asked people that followed me on Instagram and a couple friends, and my friend Dez was actually the one that came up with just NVY or NVYIUS, and it's stuck ever since.
Nice.
This is the longest I've had the same tag for, and I don't think I'm gonna change it.
Right.
Stuck now.
I think I'm definitely in that same boat, not around like the origins of how I got and everything, but like I used to switch my tag like every 2 months. Like it was bad. Or I would like, I've been playing Call of Duty since COD 4, and I've always been a mastery camo grinder, and as soon as I got my mastery camo, as soon as I started coming out with games where you couldn't reset your account anymore, I just kept making new accounts over and over and over again. And like, all right, now this is my main account kind of thing. Every 2 months, it would be like, oh, this is my main account now, guys, until I got mastery camo on it, and I switched it up again. But I think we're definitely in a good place with them right now. I think people know us with these gamer tags now, so it's weird if we switch it.
Yeah, it's a good thing that I genuinely like this name, because if I didn't and I wanted to switch, like I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's stuck too deep.
Right.
Like,
so looking back, we talked about kind of your first interactions in the community kind of thing, going into Cold War, but how did your first steps into the community actually, how did it work? Like you just came off of Destiny, and you're coming into Call of Duty. How did you get to where you started getting known? You know what I mean?
It was actually from my friend Dez again. Me, him, and Slightful on Twitter. I'm pretty sure you know Slighted. He hosted a
Oh, okay.
He hosted a sniping tourney back in MW2 that Dez told me about and said I should enter into, and I ended up doing really well that game, but we still lost. It became a meme in the community because one of the rules was you weren't allowed to knife and I knifed once. They allowed 2, and I almost knifed twice on accident, completely forgetting about the rule. And so like after that game, like Twitter was all over the place, like talking about it in the Twitch chat and shit like that. So that kind of like introduced me into the scene, and then Slight introduced me to Monster Girl, and then Monster Girl introduced me to a bunch of other people, and it kind of just snowballed into more and more people.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good group to start right into. Like getting right into it with Slight, right into Monster Girl is crazy.
Yeah, Slight was honestly like, I owe a lot to him for like people actually knowing about me in this community, because he introduced me to so many people. He introduced me to Hoffy. Yeah. He had Hoffy raid me for like my first stream after the tourney, so more people could get to know me. He introduced me to MG. He did a lot for me in the beginning there. Yeah. And I owe him a lot, because without him, I don't think I would have been able to do the same. I probably would have went back into my shell and stayed with my friend group.
I definitely feel that. Yeah, I think I've told this story a time, maybe 2 times on the podcast, so I'm just going to go through it very quickly on my end of things. So I was basically recruited into this sniping team because I was recording content, getting like 3 views a video on doing gold grinds, and I was on a sniper at that point. And I dropped like 40 kills on this sniping team that was relatively low, but I was the only one who stayed in the game. Everyone else left. They were getting shit on by the sniping team, so I dropped 40 kills on them. Lost, obviously, because they were still playing the objective and everything, but they were like, yo, you're actually pretty fucking like cracked. Do you want to like join our sniping team? And I'm like, I'm a camo grinder. But yeah, fuck it, sure, why not? Well, this team, who's not around anymore, really no one that was in the team is even really around anymore, other than like if you knew It's Goofy. He's like the only one that was like in the team. Yeah. So he's like kind of around still, but that team got really close with Demon Season before things happened. And then like, so I'm really close with like Boost right now, still currently to this day, but Mary J, Splurge, the other one, all of them, you know, we were very close as like kind of like brother sister team kind of things. Project 7 was also very big during that time, and I knew a lot of Project 7 members. And during the Obey Recruitment Challenge in 2022, everyone that was grinding for it, I dropped in their chats, and I was making like Obey emotes for everybody. And I had like fast upload for emotes so I could get it instantly. I was like, what are your favorite colors? What do you like? Like, what do you like about Obey? Blah, blah, blah. And as they're talking to me, I'm making this emote for them. And in like 2 minutes, I would have this emote. And they're like, what the fuck? And that's how I met Hoffy, Monster Girl, you know, and got into that crowd. And then they dispersed me from there kind of thing. So it's...
I think that's actually how I met you as well.
Did I make you an emote as well?
Was it? No, not an emote. Okay. I think you were trying to like get something together for either an Obey recruitment challenge or the Soar recruitment challenge.
I think that was 2024 Obey recruitment challenge. I brought in probably about 20 creators into a group chat. We were gonna do a sick ass video, and then like 12 out of the 20 people were like, actually go fuck yourself. And I was like, all right, fucking sick. Whatever. Okay, so you gave me a few names that you were looking up to back then. You gave me Markiplier, you gave me Dashy. Who were some other creators kind of like in the Call of Duty space that you looked up to? Were you looking up to Call of Duty creators at that point because you didn't know that you wanted to be in Call of Duty? Or who were some other people who made you feel like content as a career was possible?
Well, I've always been very interested in sniping and always sniped. I very rarely ever used like a regular gun in any Call of Duty unless I was camera grinding. So like people from Homage to Testament to Sprat to Scope, like all of them, I would watch them religiously and like study how they sniped and the routes they would take on maps and stuff like that, and really nerded out on shit like that so I could be a better sniper. It's cringe, but like no, I mean, they were huge inspos to like even how I created my sniping content.
Yeah, no, that's valid. Man, you dropped an old school one there. Testament. I think Testament is still around, but I don't think
he's like making a Warzone.
Yeah, he just doesn't pull like he used to, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, it is rough. But
Because Testy in like Black Ops 4 and World War II,
Yeah.
that motherfucker was this.
Yeah, World War II is when I started like really honing into Testy, and like I was a fan of Carnage for a while, but like Testy wasn't really
Carnage
featured in
fine.
video like that. So, but yeah, for sure. When it comes to your actual content that you were posting in the beginning, aside from all the cringe stuff that you've kind of deleted from your, but were you more focused on like editing or the personality behind the videos or just the clips themselves? What was kind of your focus in the content early days?
It was mainly just funny moments. Like wherever there would be like a big laugh, I would always kind of center around that.
Okay.
But from there, since I've like gotten advice from other editors and other YouTubers, specifically Maxwell's been a huge help with how I structure my videos now. I learned more about like how to keep retention and keeping flow good and pace and all that shit. But it's still mainly focused on funny moments and whenever we're just stupid. Because a lot of people seem to like that for some reason.
Yeah. No, that's definitely valid, and like for some reason you say, but like it's because it's so rare to find creators who can still focus on that. Like everyone wants to live in the nostalgic era where Vanoss was fucking king, but now even Vanoss's videos are fucking dead, and like he's not gonna watch this, so I ain't gonna apologize for shit. But like it's when half of the crew is gone that carried the comedic effect of the video, it's not the same group, you know what I mean? So
yeah, but when GTA drops, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be blown up.
I'd love to see it, to be honest, and honestly I'd love to see a group rival them, because I think it would be fantastic to see like a Vanoss crew versus this crew kind of thing and really take over the fucking internet based on that fucking playstyle. So
the only group that I've ever seen that I think kind of comes close is the Fitz group. You ever watched any Fitz, like Swagger Souls and all of them?
I think,
they're just a little more on the edgy, offensive side than they were.
I don't know if I would even really compare the size of groups, because the group I'm about to mention is even older school than Vanoss, but I think the Korean Savage group has a really like solid potential chance too. But it's just so like the chances of seeing all three of those groups ever make content in the same realm again is just non-existent. You know what I mean? It's But I think there's potential for other groups to be on the uprise. Like, we are in a content era where YouTube truly is about just a learning. Like, you watch YouTube videos not to be entertained anymore. That's just how it is. But I think there's opportunity for that niche to open back up if the right people approach it in the correct way, to where you portray it as informative, but it's still like funny kind of thing. I don't know. There's a way to do it, but there's not enough time on the fucking podcast for that. So for you, when did things really start to feel serious? When did it shift from gaming as a hobby to something that you started locking into?
Probably like midway through MW2, when I like noticed how many people I was able to network with and how many people would come into streams and people that knew me and whatnot, and like the love I would receive on whatever I posted. But I've always been kind of locked in. Like, I've been doing this for over 10 years at this point, including like the beginning of Instagram to now, just not always YouTube. But I want this is like the only passion I have. Yeah, if I'm being real.
No, I feel
like there's no career that I could tell myself I would do for no money because I love it that much. Like, this is the only thing. So I don't think I'll ever not make content, even if I'm never able to do it full time and make a living off of it. As much as that would be fucking sick. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm never gonna not do this.
No, I feel you.
Autopilot at this point.
I'm actually really surprised that we haven't crossed paths more intensely than we have. We've kind of always just been like maybe like one sidewalk across from each other kind of thing, and like, oh, you're talking to Monster Girl, I'm talking to Monster Girl, but like we never really got in deep like that kind of thing. But I think we really do have the same mindset on a lot of things. I try to shoot for that kind of like challenge based with a comedic relief sort of factor on everything, and genuinely, like, I work 60 hours a week, and all of my free time, like, I got my girl here too, like, we spend a lot of time together, but, like, we aren't together all the time, and if I wasn't hanging out with her, like, I can't see myself playing a video game to have fun. I play a video game, like, this is work, you know what I mean? Like, I'm hitting the record button, and I'm playing with a purpose. I play with intent. I don't fuck around when I'm gaming, so I don't know what the hell I would do if I wasn't doing what I'm doing. Like, this is just what I love to do.
Life would be so boring.
It really would be. I mean, don't get me wrong, life is pretty fucking boring right now. Editing for like 8 hours, you know what I mean?
Oh god, dude, I was up until 3 a.m. last night to get that video out today.
I feel that. I'm up till 3 a.m. almost every single night, go to work at 6 a.m. Like, it's a brutal life, but this is the life for me, dude. I love this shit, so.
I respect the grind, but 3 hours of sleep, I could not function.
I sleep 3 hours before I go to work, and then I sleep 2 hours after I get off of work, and I do these little power nap sessions, and it's fucking killer. You can get onto that, trust me, it's worth it. I have more energy than I've ever had in my life before. It's a beautiful sleep cycle, for me at least. It's probably not for everybody, but...
Naps terrify me.
No, that's valid. So, was there a moment where you realized, like, a post or a DM, or maybe you got into your first team kind of thing, that made you go, like, that made you realize, okay, now I'm on people's radars?
Honestly, it was pretty late. It was around when Kick first came out, and everyone was, like, debating on whether or not to make the switch from Twitch to Kick. And by that point, I hadn't face revealed. I'd never showed my face on the internet, but for whatever reason, I decided to make it a goal that if I got affiliated on Kick, I would do a face reveal finally. Okay. Not thinking it would ever happen, because it took long enough to get affiliated on Twitch. They're like, there's no shot it'll happen anytime soon on Kick, and if it does, I'll be ready by then. Right. It took like 2 months, if that. Okay. And on Kick, on Twitch, it took me like a couple years to hit affiliate. So like, that was the moment. And how many people, I think to this day, my face reveal stream is like my most live chatters average stream that I've had to this day. Nice. I think I had like 40 people in there. Nice. For some reason wanting to see my face, which was
for some reason
nerve-wracking as hell. But yeah, that was the eye-opener where I was like, okay, I guess people really like me. Right. Whatever reason. I'm just a dude that has funny friends.
I'm just a chill guy. I don't know.
I'm just here, man.
Right. I definitely feel that. I kind of somewhat wish, I don't know, part of me wishes that I did do like the no cam, like the face reveal sort of thing, and Pride is kind of the person who made me really like want to focus on that, because I was like, oh wow, like you could be a content creator and not show your face ever. That like blew my mind. Like, there was only like 2 people that were massive that I knew, like, never showed their face for anything. 'Cause like me, like, I talk with my hands. I'm very fucking passionate when I game. Like, I get up in the face, I look right in the camera, I fucking scream at a motherfucker, you know what I mean? And like, I can't do a lot with that if my camera isn't there, you know what I mean? So I never even thought about not doing it. But there's a lot of times where I've seen people like really take advantage of that. Like, okay, well, you guys love my voice, but like, maybe, you know, $1,000 right now and you can see my face too, you know? Like, damn,
it's like a whole new skill set, really. Like, because I don't have what you have. Like, I'm not very, even though I'm part Italian, I don't use my hands a lot when I talk. So, like, when you're a faceless YouTuber and you want to make funny videos, you have to like learn a lot more editing to do to the video to make it funny, like messing with subtitles or moving the screen around or doing some kind of effect. So for a while it took me a minute to get used to having the camera on and trying to make content the same way when I didn't really need to do as much, since they could see my reactions to things. Right. Which was a bit of a learning curve, but I think I got it down now. I still fall into like old habits where I'll go weeks without a webcam on for streams. and I'll get comfortable, and then I'm like, oh fuck, wait.
You gotta catch yourself. Like, oh, gotcha. Yeah. No, I feel you. So when you're recording a video, do you like you pull clips from stream? Is that like makes sense what I'm saying? Or do you record separately from your stream or?
When I was still playing Call of Duty, because I kind of stopped now because this Black Ops 6 is pretty much dead.
Yeah.
I would have like shadow play on to record like 1 minute funny things that would happen or clips that would happen, and then I would have OBS replay buffer for like 30 minutes to record like a full gameplay or whatever. But now I just record like the last 2 minutes on OBS whenever something funny happens, or I do something or whatever the fuck, and eventually I'll just have enough to go through. And honestly, it's so much easier to edit this way because like the clips are shorter that you need to go through, and you know where the funny moments are, as opposed to sitting there through like a 30-minute raw footage waiting to see like, why did I clip this? Like
you're probably gonna face palm when I say this, but I mean I've never been a clip editor. I've done clip highlight videos before, but like it's usually when I've already edited my videos and then I grab like clips from my previous videos kind of thing. But dude, I don't stream, I only record, right? I hit the record button with a story of a video I'm trying to tell, like doing a certain challenge, like play until I complete it kind of thing. That can go like anywhere from like 30 minutes to like 4.5 hours. And I just have like 4 hours of raw footage that I'm going through, cutting up. It takes me like 8 hours to trim perfectly the way that I want it to. That's not counting the sound effects. That's not counting the transitions, the fucking graphics that come on screen. That's nothing. That's not even an intro outro. That's 8 hours done just trimming the motherfucker. So it's... And
then another like probably 3-4 to actually like go through it after you trimmed it up.
Oh, no, more than that. I'm telling you, I put like 20 to 25 hours into every single one of my videos. It's pretty fucking wild. Yeah.
But that's good though. I do the same shit. Like I can't hit export until I can watch through the video and find it funny or like it. And like, if there's something that bothers me, I have to stay on it.
Yeah. I used to be a lot worse. I went literally 2 years without posting a single video because everything that I did, it was like up to that point, like almost right up to the end, and I was like, just don't fucking like it anymore. Delete. I just fucking did that with almost everything I made. It was horrible. So I had to hire editors just to get content out. So I'm like, dude, like some of these are actually okay, but my interior self was just like, fucking hate it. But there were things that I was missing. I couldn't hit certain itches in the back of my head that I wanted to see from my video. And then once I hired an editor on and he was doing certain things a certain way, I was like, oh, I like that. And then he left, didn't have an editor anymore. And I started taking the ways that he was editing certain things. Then I hired another editor and he started doing things a little bit differently. I was like, ooh, I like that. And now he's gone and now I'm taking some of the things that he's doing. And it's like, I don't think if I hired on the people that I hired on or met some of the people that I met, because I wish I was talking to Maxwell the way that you talk to Maxwell. Him and I were pretty close at some point, but he would be a massive help to me on a lot of these things. But I talked to...
he would be more than down to like go on.
I know he would. I talked to him on Sunday for the podcast, so I like we're close enough to where he's coming on. You know what I mean? So it's just I don't like bothering people. Is really what it comes down to. There's people that I've helped in the past, like that I know that could help me kind of thing. Even if they don't know all of the details on everything, like there's people in Ghost and Luminosity that make content for money. And I'm like, okay, just watch this and tell me if it's stupid. Like tell me if it's bad, you know? And they're like, oh yeah, I'll be fucking brutal and rip this apart. So I've gotten torn apart, dude. I've spent hours on videos and I was like, this is so fucking good. And I got out of the 30-minute call with someone. I was like, I'm gonna fucking lose it, dude. Like, I was so pissed. But I did need that. You're right.
Yeah. I think that happened the first time I had Max look at my stuff. And he was like, I can see what you're trying to do, but like, this is wrong. You need to do this different. You should try this. And I was like, fuck, I thought that was like... banger. Dude.
I should talk to Max. I really should talk to Max.
He's the best editor I know, honestly.
I know some pretty good editors, and he's definitely up there. He's got a family, you know? He's a family man.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I know. I bother people who like are in their 20s and are doing this full time, and like I don't know if you like. Are you familiar with a lot of Ghost members since you know Hafi? Like, do you know Brinks? Okay, Brinks is
Hafi's the only one in Ghost that I like am friends
with.
with.
You know Rolly though, right? Rolly's been around the community a little bit.
Yeah, I've talked to him a couple of times.
So Rolly is like my COD guy. I talk to Rolly about everything Call of Duty whenever like videos, like ideas, whatever, blah blah blah. And compared to where I was like 3 months ago, he has helped me tremendously. But Brinks is my Maxwell. Brinks is a Valorant YouTuber with like almost 60K, I think, and he averages like 100 to 500K a video. So like he knows what the fuck he's doing, but he only puts out one video a month. And this dude like will strip down my entire video, and he's like, okay, so you have 8 minutes of video here, but 2 of those minutes are intro and outro. And to be honest, I fell asleep. So I was like, God, man. Like he's brutal. He's fucking brutal. But if he wasn't, like I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like he's brutal to the point where he isn't even like giving me how to correct it anymore. He's just like, think of it. This fucking sucks. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Start from scratch.
Yeah, pretty much. But what part of the journey so far are you most proud of?
That's a good question. Getting as far as I have with editing to where like I genuinely consider myself a good editor. Mm-hmm. Although there's people that are way better than me, but like I know my way around Adobe. Yeah. And it shows in what I post, which I'm very happy with. Mm-hmm. And also the face reveal was big for me because that was a huge weight on my shoulder. Yeah. For as long as I've been making content, that I've been terrified to do because I always struggled with like self-confidence and whatnot all through high school and middle school, which is like when I was starting content. So like being able to get that off my shoulders and have it be well received was a huge inspiration, like huge spark of motivation and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was really big for me.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a really good point that you made as far as like how far you came with editing, because you know from Cold War days we probably thought that we were pretty okay back then too, but like when you learn more and then you're like that's something I always like revert back to. I'm like, okay, I know like 60% of Photoshop right now. I feel pretty confident with it, and then I watched like 3-4 days worth of like videos on Photoshop. I'm like, wow, I know like 6% of Photoshop. That's pretty fucking crazy. You know, there's so much more that you learn about. Yeah, exactly. There's so much you learn about as you're doing this more and more and more. You like learn about a few more things, a few more tools that are kind of like secret about it kind of thing, not in your face. And you're like, wow, I really don't know anything that I thought I did. Cool. I'm really as basic as it fucking gets. But if someone new was to find your channel or pages today, what would you hope that they take away from who Nvyius is?
Just I dream of being able to have the same kind of like community and channel as Jev, not to like compare myself to Jev, if you know who that is, Face Jev.
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah, where like everyone loves him and he's able to post whatever he wants and like, community feedback, what people want him to play, but just like a combination of that and incorporating my friends who are also interested in content and bring them up with me. So like new people that come in, I try to make that shine as much as I can with how I edit. Yeah. But ultimately I would like to just be like a comfort YouTuber for people. Someone that they can like tune in and laugh if they need it and shit like that. Yeah. Which I'm hoping I'm able to do.
I definitely get like from your videos, I definitely get like a Vanoss type of vibe. If you honed in on that and really got that whole crew posting, like I definitely see like a Wildcat or basically I do work sort of situation where if you got like one of each of those main like types of the crew from the Vanoss crew into your group, bro, you guys got that shit on lock, bro. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think you
I
guys
get carried with
definitely
my
got
friends
the
so
good
hard
group.
in videos, dude.
Yeah.
They're
You got a
all
good
the
fucking
content I
group
make
right
is
now.
off them, bro.
It's not a bad strategy though.
They're my
Like,
content mules.
it's
gang.
so
I can't
much
do
harder.
anything by myself.
It's so much harder solo. Trust
It's
me.
a
I've been
whole
doing
new
it
skill
solo
set
for
to
like
be
a
able to
fucking
entertain
decade, dude.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brutal because I tried doing it with a group, and the only group that I ever got, it was going good for like a week, and then they got really racist out of nowhere, and I was like, what the fuck was that, dude? And I just don't trust people anymore. So,
Yeah.
it was anyways. All right, so we're gonna dive into our next chapter. So, is there anything as far as like touching on about you and how you got started that you feel like we didn't really hit on yet, or do you feel like we're ready to move on to our next chapter here?
I think we've covered my character arc pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of the shaping of who you are and who you become. Let's dive in a little bit into our next chapter. We're going to get into Northern Excellence to tune into your current positioning with Northern Forces, as well as Xcel Collective, while touching on leadership, identity, and balance. So we'll start with North. Little bigger team, but I also want to end off with like a bigger position in your other team. So we're going to start with North. How did the connection with North first start?
Flowed. Me and Flowed were friends for a while.
Okay.
He was part of like when I first got introduced to cinema, and cinema, Flowed, Sin, Delo, all them, like they were another friend group I was able to like hop back and forth between and like run games with. But me and Float always kind of stayed kind of close, usually playing together or texting back and forth or interacting on the timeline and stuff like that. And over the past year, me and him have gotten closer and playing more games together and with that group. And apparently him and Cinema had wanted me in North for a while. Cinema even thought at one point I was already in North when Float was like, we should pick him up finally. But the only thing was at that point I wasn't really posting consistently. So that's was another thing that kind of made me really lock in on it and bulldoze forward, constantly post, do as much as I can. And then he picked me up to it, and I love it there. I love North. I love all the boys there.
Yeah. We talked with Kicho a couple episodes back, and he said, like, as far as a team, like, he loves North. Monster Girl was in North as well. Monster Girl loves North. You know, there's a lot of love on North. I've been talking with a few North members behind the scenes. I have the connection with Rue and Tony from Respawn, so I'm kind of surrounded by North people in my circle of day-to-day life. So I definitely pick up on that connection that you guys are shooting for in North, and I definitely respect the team as a whole. You guys have had your ups and downs, but I think right now is definitely the best time that it has ever been to be in North. I think your content division is fucking sky high compared to where it's ever been before. So I definitely respect North as an organization. We touched on this a little bit, but the vibe of North, you said you really love the vibe of North. How would you describe like the culture from the inside as far as other teams or organizations that you've ever been in or heard about being inside of, that kind of thing?
It's different than any other team I've been a part of because I've never been in a team as a content creator. It's always been like as a comp sniper. Like the first team I joined when I first got into the CODCOM was Jinx, which was back in MW2 with Shrumps and Feeds and all them.
Yeah.
And then I went from that to a different like subsection of Jinx, like the Bop Squad and stuff like that. And then I just wasn't in a team for a while. So
you
this
were
is
the
first
Bop
time
Squad,
I've been in
huh?
a team with-
That's wow,
Yeah,
what
I
a
was
throwback.
in a
Okay.
while. Yeah. I miss those boys. They stopped playing Call of Duty.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of people. But then I just wasn't in a team for a while, and then Xcel picked me up as a comp lead because Shrumps joined, and I
Okay.
guess put in the word for me with Vito. And me and DeVito were already kind of close from the comp thing that Cody was doing for a while.
Okay. So you actually know the people that I got in. I forgot that Vito ran Xcel. So you know the people that I got in with my original team, because solely HTR and Jax were in Xcel, right? Were you in when okay. So I used to be in a team with them called Shiesty, and they're the ones who pulled me into the community when I first started out in Cold War.
Oh, that's sick.
Wow, what a connection. That is crazy. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. You're good. Then Xcel picked me up first, and love those boys too. Even though I do feel bad being a comp lead and not doing anything comp wise, because I just
nothing
Black Ops 6 anymore.
There's nothing comp to do, bro. It's not Cold War. You know what I mean?
It's pretty much dead. Black Ops 7, I'm hoping COD cycle continues. But North has been, from the inside, it's literally just like a friends group chat, you know? Like, we support each other, we ask about ideas, we have random ass conversations, but it's all love in there.
I love that.
It's very different from like comp kind of group chats.
Right. No, I love that for sure. And like I've been a creator for a few different teams, but it's like as soon as you join, like it's just dead. The chat's just dead. Yeah. Like no one gives a fuck anymore. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like I can't even get a like on a post on Twitter, dude. Fuck me. But yeah. So we recently just had Kichu on the podcast, like I mentioned. Actually, in between when he's been on the podcast and now, he's actually not part of North anymore. But how is your dynamic with members to management in Northern Forces? Is there like a clear like separation, or is it like everyone all as one kind of thing?
As far as I can tell, everyone kind of all as one. I don't really know like what management does on their end. They don't talk too much about it unless they're like having something coming up that they want us to be a part of. But for the most part, it's kind of just like everyone's kind of the same. We're all interlocked.
Nice.
If that makes sense.
It's okay, so like when Kichu was leading, he was overall, so we'll talk in the sense of present now. With Odyssey in his role as overall, is it like, does he communicate with everyone as equally as like members communicate with each other, or is it like Odyssey is like up there kind of thing and he doesn't really talk to us unless he needs something from us? Like what is the vibe of like upper management kind of thing?
I'd say everyone's pretty active in the group chat from top of management down. We're all constantly talking in that group chat. I'm not gonna lie, I've had it muted since I joined.
That's crazy.
Constant chats.
Oh,
and I kind of just read up when I open Twitter again.
I love that.
But there's no like separation, which I like.
Right.
There's no like hierarchy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's really good. Do you feel like North gives you space to build your own brand and identity, or do you have to play more of a role in North?
No, they definitely give me my space to kind of build my own brand, which I really like. Like there's no one really constantly breathing down my neck to post. And when I recently went through like the really long hiatus of not posting or streaming, like all of them were nothing short of supportive for me.
It's good.
Which was really nice.
Yeah.
So it's very cool to be in a team like that where they're not like hounding you.
Right.
You know?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think we got a pretty good idea of how North is going and everything, so we're going to switch to the Xcel side of things. Now you're a comp lead at Xcel, so you're going from content to competitive, as well as a member to a leader in a team here. So that's a lot more from content to structure and direction. So what does your role look like in Xcel?
When I was still kind of doing that while I was still playing Black Ops 6. It was trying to get scrim set up all the time, trying to enter in any and all tournaments that were going on in the community at that point in time, trying to figure out a main team and a sub team, who works together well, who doesn't, who plays well under pressure, who doesn't, stuff like that. Like team scrims we would do sometimes, and that would be an opportunity for me to see how everyone plays, so I can kind of pick and choose who I want on main squad and sub team. And that went decently well for a little while, until ultimately Black Ops 6 pretty much died.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So yeah, I mean, they just don't care about the game, man.
Yeah.
It sucks. They just care about money. Like, why is Beavis and Butthead in the game? Why is Roger in the game? What?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not. Yeah. Even as a creator who is actively creating content in BO6 and trying to bring more of like a nostalgic vibe to Call of Duty with challenge-based content and everything, I feel okay. I'm a little biased because it's my videos, but I feel like I'm putting out okay videos for 30 views right now, and I'm kind of losing my mind. Anyways, but
I feel you, brother.
It's fucking rough, dude. It's so rough. Oh, I need Black Ops 7.
Yeah, the YouTube alg is so confusing, dude.
Yeah.
It's so confusing.
It really is. Because, like, you get told all these things over and over again. Like, you do this, your videos will perform better. You do this, your videos will perform better. I'm not saying I'm doing all of it perfectly. I'm not even saying I'm doing all of it well. But I'm doing it better. I am doing it. I'm doing it more than the guy who like literally just posted like a picture of the fucking like new gun that just dropped and got 3 million likes on it. Like, fuck, dude.
I feel like that's just like right post, right time kind of thing that people get consistently somehow.
And people are like, people are code fishing, so I can't even get to be one of the first people that do it because these bigger people in Call of Duty that are news outlet people have code fishers hired on their team, so they know how to get audio file leaks early, like what gun is coming next. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, I can't get a break. It's crazy.
Leave something for the rest of us.
It's a brutal world out there right now. Like, hacking is at its all-time high, and people are profiting off of being hackers now. It's insane, but
it's ridiculous. And it's not just Call of Duty either, which is
it's not at all. No. Yeah.
How difficult it is to make it anti-cheat. Some games do it so well, and others just horrible.
Yeah, it's rough. So talk to me about the balance between what the challenge is for managing players, but also creating content for yourself.
When I was still active with Xcel and had just gotten picked up from North, it was definitely a challenge to balance the two, while still trying to like be on top of helping the comp scene with Xcel and posting content consistently like I wanted to. I was luckily able to find like a kind of sweet spot with my schedule with content and with the job I had at that point, which helped a lot to actually have a structure and like a to-do list for each day. And then eventually the hiatus happened, so I kind of just stopped like everything. Like it dropped everything I was responsible to do.
I feel that.
And now it's dead.
Yeah.
Hopefully to come back, but
hopefully Black Ops 7 comes back a little bit. From what I've seen from all these fucking data leakers and all this shit, it's shaping up to be an okay Call of Duty. I feel like I said the same fucking thing at the beginning of every fucking year, bro.
It's the COD cycle, man.
It's looking like an okay Call of Duty.
Funny to me. It's so funny to me how everyone knows about the COD cycle and the exact steps in it, and we fall for it every year.
Here's the thing.
Without fail.
Here's the thing. I will double down on myself every time. There's not been one Call of Duty where I've been like, hey, this looks like a great Call of Duty, and then 2 months later I'm like, fuck this Call of Duty, and I don't play it anymore. I play the fuck out of the cycle all the way through every year, with the exception of one game, and that was World War II. I got that mastery camo, and I dipped the fuck out of that shit because MWR was still very much alive. So I didn't need to, but I was still grinding Call of Duty. So it's...
I loved World War II, man. People hate on it so much. I guess, like, from a COD sniper, like, that was one of the best sniping years we've had in a while.
You're not wrong.
But other than that, I completely understand why people didn't play that fuck ass
And
game.
I'm not gonna lie, it was honestly one of the best years we ever had for camo grinding too. Like, I got Chrome within 2 weeks, but then they came out with Chrome Tiger like 4 months later. And then I grinded Chrome Tiger, and that took me like 2 months, because at that point there were like 400 more guns in the game. So, it's like the most DLC out of any game ever, like 2 more mastery camos, 4 months, like that was like a wet dream for me right now.
You were eating good.
Right.
Good.
But I didn't know how to make proper Call of Duty content back then, so fuck. Like people like Raidaway were fucking eating millions and millions of views off of like camo grind content because people like Noisy Butters weren't out there yet. Like Jeb was out there, but he didn't really do camo grinding content like that back then. And there wasn't anyone to compete with. Like if I was doing the content I was doing now back then, dude, I would be fucking famous right now. But
I'm saying, man, if I was consistent like I am now all this time, I would be in such a better place.
Right quality, wrong fucking decade, to be honest. Wrong decade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a bad point, but we figure it out.
We figure it out. Yeah, we'll adjust. I guess I'll become a news outlet station. But whatever.
Next drum alert for Call of Duty. That's something.
Do you see competitive and content as two different lanes, or do you try to like bridge them together with what you do?
You definitely can bridge them together. Like, you can definitely make content out of comp because that's something that I believe more people should be exposed to.
Yeah.
So that the comp sniping part of Call of Duty can be more popular and more people want to join it and more events will happen and yada yada yada. But more times than not, it's usually separate.
Yeah,
because it's completely different worlds. You can't really mesh them. Like with what I do with funny moment kind of content and then comp, like there's not many funny moments happening during competitive games or tournaments unless like you're just steamrolling the other team and making jokes the entire time. But even that in itself, like if you're doing well in a tournament, that's content.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be funny. It's just showcasing skill, you know, and competitive scene.
I think as far as the Call of Duty scene, I think there is a pretty solid bridge example right now being Optic. I think they're at a higher content point than we've ever seen from any competitive like team fucking ever. And I mean, if we're being honest, like 90% of the shit they put out isn't even Call of Duty fucking related, but you know, being able to
Nate Shot's been spending so much money on cases.
Yeah, it's crazy. But doing like react content to champs, doing like 1v1ing like fans at events, doing one member versus like all members. Like when they brought Mercules on, they did Mercules versus Optic and had them 1v1 everyone in Optic. They're doing things that can tie that shit back to Call of Duty, which is fun to see. And obviously they're doing well because they're eating 1 million to 2 million views a video, which Optic has never fucking done ever. So
it's always been FaZe that has had like the content side down.
Yeah, and FaZe is fucking fumbling right now. So it's, I mean,
Adapt is carrying so hard on that end of things.
I don't disagree
Adapt
with you.
And
Jev, yes.
Jev's the goat.
The thing with me for Adapt is that Adapt is falling more into the Blackboy Max and that crew, which is fine. They're all FaZe, but none of them are fucking gamers, like, which is fine. I understand moving into a new era. I support it. I'm all for it. They put out some pretty good fucking content, other than Lacey. Fuck Lacey. But aside from that, like, he still posts content. He's still a content machine. He's just a clickbait content machine. And I'm not about that. But they have the right people. I think they have the right people to keep FaZe on the map. It's, you know, instead of Snoop Dogg, they have Blackboy Max, and Blackboy Max actually fucking makes videos, so it works. But it's not it's not FaZe, bro. It's not FaZe. Like, so that's just what it is.
Knew and loved growing up, but
yeah,
you know.
But they're doing what they gotta do. I understand it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where Banks was like ideally planning FaZe to go with this new chapter and moving away from Call of Duty finally, but like I think that's why people love Scope and Jev as much as 100% agree, because like they're still holding on to that part of FaZe for years.
And to be fair, in a certain way, they're actually promoting those two to an unbelievable level because everyone else doesn't game anymore. So there isn't the Pomage, Sprat, like all these people to split between. And now Scope can like hit a million views on a fucking montage that has been done in like a decade, dude. Like, million views on a montage is insane work. So I mean, that probably wouldn't happen if there weren't more than 2 Call of Duty creators inside of FaZe right now. So,
and sadly, like, if it wasn't Kaiser that edited those,
that's true.
and how crazy he edits his montages, it probably wouldn't have happened. Like, if they still had FaZe like Barker, like they did way back when,
that is true.
Like, it probably wouldn't have done as well. So like, that in a way kind of sucks. Even though I love Kaiser's montages, like they are the best montages I've ever seen. But like, the nostalgic part of me still misses, like the kill.
Yeah. You're not. Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, Kaiser is definitely. I think Kaiser is a movie editor is a better way to kind of explain him. Whereas like, I mean,
Blender God.
Yeah. So, with your experience being a leader, in your eyes, what separates a good leader from someone who just has a title?
Actually caring and not just like being on your teammates so much, or being like weirdly aggressive or passive aggressive, or feeling like you're better than them because you're higher than them in the hierarchy. Like, you're all trying to do the same thing. You're all trying to improve. You're here for the same reason. Like, I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. Like, we're on equal footing, and it needs to stay that way because that's how team bonds are built. Because if you have a leader that's full of himself and like blaming everybody else for mistakes but never taking accountability for mistakes he makes on his own, like, that's gonna shatter every single time, and nobody's gonna want to like take you seriously or actually try to build with you. They're gonna resent you for it. So being a person is very important.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about the balance between both teams right now. And if you want, you can focus on like the time where it was like actually a struggle for you, since right now it's mostly North, not really balancing as much between the two right now. But you are representing a title in 2 different organizations. That's fairly rare. I mean, it used to be a lot more common. I would say it's less common now than it used to be, for sure. Especially being a leader in one of them. So how do you manage showing up for both positions without feeling like torn apart or split?
DeVito is such a great leader and founder. Like, that man's grind is insane. His passion is unmatched. I love Vito to death. He's like the only team I've ever been on where like he consistently wants team meetings. He wants feedback from everybody and like constantly tries to stay tapped in with everyone. So like, while I was still kind of balancing both, those meetings were always fire to be a part of, with like lead meetings or just team meetings in general. Sometimes I would have to kind of balance it between like recording sessions and doing that, or maybe I had work or like outside thing, but like Vito's always super understanding of it whenever I wasn't able to like perfectly balance both things. So I've been lucky being a part of teams where they're filled with a lot of cool people.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Now, in your experience being with both of these teams, do you ever feel like one side can teach you things that will apply to the other? Like, do you think leadership in competitive with Xcel can make you sharper as a content creator, or vice versa?
Call of Duty aspect with content, yes, because like with having to do scrims as often as you do and constantly trying to like VOD review and improve on little things in how you play or just your shot in general, it can translate to when you make like S&D content to get good gameplays and high kill games and good reactions or hack accusations and shit like that. So like in that aspect it does correlate and can help both sides, but other than that it hasn't really helped each side as much.
Fair enough.
Outside of that one lane.
That's totally fair. So if someone had to describe your role in both orgs in one word, what would you hope that word would be? Does the question make sense?
Yeah, nonchalant.
Nonchalant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chill guy. That's 2 words.
I'm just chill guy.
Put it in the word. Chill guy.
All right, that's fair enough. Better yet, can we explain it with a meme? No, yeah, it's just chill guy. All right.
I'm just a chill guy.
No,
I
that's
can stand in the corner with my hands in my pockets if you want me to.
Do you feel like we hit okay on your experience with North and Xcel tied together, or do you feel like there's some things that you kind of want to mention that we haven't tied into yet?
No, yeah, I think we covered everything pretty well.
Perfect.
Between them. Love them both.
Awesome. All right. So we have one final chapter to hone in on for today. We're going to talk about the legacy in progress. Now, we've talked about your experience in getting into all of this. We talked about your experience in the organizations that you're a part of currently, as well as some of what you've been in the past. But now we want to talk about where you plan on going into for the future. So you built a name for yourself. But where do you want to take it? What's the next version of Nvyius look like?
Oh man, I have so many things cooking in like the background with different projects that I'm gonna be dropping soon.
Okay.
That I'm super excited for. One of them is going to hopefully be very community based.
Okay.
Be able to get a lot of people into it. And the other one, I'll talk about the other one, starting up the new podcast.
Okay.
Because my old one, Open Absurdity, has been dropped really because we haven't posted in like over a year.
Yeah.
Life got in the way or whatever, but we have a completely new podcast now with 3 of the hosts that were from that podcast. It's going to be called Shared Brain Cell because we're all pretty much the same person sharing the same brain cell. So I'm very excited for that to come out. We just recorded the first episode a couple of days ago, so that should be out this upcoming week, which I'm excited for.
Okay. So that'll drop even before this episode will drop that we're recording now. So I can link that down in the description if you guys want to check out Shared Brain Cell. Finish the rest of this episode first, you little fuckers. But then go check out Shared Brain Cell, because I watched a little bit of Open Absurdity, and that shit was pretty fucking good, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
And this is so much better now. It's so much better now. All of us have good mics. All of our webcams are on.
Oh shit.
You can see us the entire time, and it's not just a Discord call.
Right.
We have a sick overlay that one of my friends, Anna, made for us.
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited to drop this and get this started. But the other project, that's going to be big. That's going to be really fun. We already have a bunch of videos made for that channel already. We want to get like one more thing done.
Oh, a whole new channel coming out. Okay.
Yeah, two new channels coming out, hopefully before the end of this month.
Okay.
So yeah, we this hiatus was not for nothing.
No, you're spitting, dude.
We're keeping the ball rolling. Hopefully, if everything goes well, yeah, that first episode should be posted this upcoming week, and then the other one before the end of the month.
How long was the hiatus that you took?
Since February. up
Okay.
until maybe like a month ago.
Okay, so like a 4-month hiatus. Okay.
Yeah.
So so Respawn recruits when I competed. I don't know if you were you around like seeing me compete in that at all? That was probably like 2 years ago at this point.
I kept up with both Respawn recruitment challenges because both times I had people in it.
Yeah. So I competed the time before Hoppy was competing and got invited. So that was
don't know if I got that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm the only fucking person from the. Well, do you know Scary Terry?
I think
he's been in.
I've seen him on
what team was he a part of for a fucking minute? God, what team was Mads a part of? Slatner Mads. What team was Mads a part of before she joined North? Do you remember? I mean, there's a team that's still around that she was a part of that Terry is now a part of. I think Terry actually took her role. Anyways, Terry is the one who got me into Respawn recruits. I'm pretty sure I'm the only motherfucker that was part of the community that like really competed in it. And I went all the way through. I got to the 10th week and then I got disqualified. And they brought on, there were 10 people in the final week, and they were going to bring on all 10 people. So I was the only person who didn't get brought on, and that shit just fucking demolished me, dude. So that's what started my hiatus. And I was like, God damn, like it was supposed to be like a month away, 2 months away kind of thing, but ended up turning into, I got picked up 3 months later, December 31st at midnight kind of thing. Like it was supposed to be this whole big thing, but I hadn't posted for like 3 months. So it really wasn't like no one gave a shit anymore because I completely fell off the map and disappeared. And then I was gonna like start coming back at the beginning of that year, and then I didn't post that entire fucking year, not one fucking video. I was still present on Twitter, keeping my connections, that kind of thing, but I haven't posted anything since until February of this year. And I've been planning that entire time. So I completely understand what you're saying when you're like, I was planning, I was plotting, I was fucking ready. I had all these plans. And honestly, I completely 180'd from all the plans that I made in that like year and a half. But because I learned so much more about YouTube. But the overall plan is still there. By the end of 2026, we're gonna have 9 Frostii branded channels. So
holy shit.
We're fucking ready. We're fucking ready. But
fuck.
It's all different like niches because what I was doing before it was fuck it, just throw it all together on one channel. I'm sure it'll do okay. it didn't. So
yeah.
You know, we got a bunch of different like games coming and all that kind of fun stuff, but the support has to start up on the first 2 channels before we start getting the ball rolling. The Minecraft channel starts next month. I'm super excited for that. And then we start getting into Roblox because, well, it's going to be, man, we'll talk after the podcast. You guys have to wait and see. It's going to be big. You guys wait.
The inside scoop.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's go into if there is a moment or a milestone that you are personally chasing after. Something that would make you feel like, okay, yeah, now I've made it.
I'm grinding to try and get partnered on YouTube.
Okay.
And kick incentive for streaming. Everything else would be kind of bonuses, like 1,000 followers on TikTok or same on Twitter, Instagram, shit like that. But the Twitch partner and kick incentive are like the main goals that I'm trying to hit.
Hell yeah. Those are pretty respectable goals too, because when that starts, that's the first thing that a lot of people look at, you know what I mean? And like companies as well, you know, that's like, okay, do you have the check mark? All right, next.
And by the time you like hit that point, the idea of being able to do this full time and make a living off of it is a lot more real.
Yeah, realistic.
Like if you keep up with it, because as of right now, like this could go anywhere.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's pretty like 90% sure you could go past the finish line here.
Right.
And keep it going.
For sure.
So
you have your competitive side of you and your content side of you. And I'm going to make this a little more challenging for you and say the competitive is going to go to its peak again eventually, okay? So competitive and content. If you had to double down on one lane, which one would call to you more as of right now?
As of right now?
If you knew that competitive would hit peak again.
I want to stick with content because that is ultimately like the passion, as much as I do love competitive and have tried to be a part of that as much as I can.
Yeah.
Content is just what I find more enjoyment out of doing, but I say that now, and like a game will come out that's competitive or has a skill gap, or Call of Duty will maybe, if the stars align, pick itself back up and be peak again, and then I'll be like zeroed in on that.
Yeah,
like,
it just depends if something hits the itch in the right way, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I feel you.
If it scratches the tism, I'm there. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened when Cody first dropped the comp ladder.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of making content consistently, and then that dropped, and I was
that's rough.
Rotting in that Discord, dude.
month and a half the CSL stayed active. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's a shame, man. I wanted to come back so bad, and every time they do, it's active for like a week, and then
I didn't even know they keep going active.
Yeah, every so often, or somebody will try and make their own server, and then people will go to that and do it for a little bit, and then
people don't realize how much like they had people hired to manage that shit. Like that's a big run, bro. Especially with how rotting our, because you were not the only person that was in that shit 24/7. Like it was like a 300 plus like people that were just always in that shit queuing every hour of the fucking day.
Imagine the hell that the mods had to go through with like all the tickets and complaints and whatever else. Like, but kudos to them, man. When they first dropped, they were on it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I even I dropped in there for a little bit. I've never called myself a sniper, so as I say, being surrounded by fucking sniping teams in the sniping community of Call of Duty, but whatever.
It's the best part of Call of Duty, man.
I think it is. I think it is.
Arguably, I could make the argument that like sniping has made Call of Duty as popular as it is, to a decent degree. Between sniping and like the zombie YouTubers.
Yeah. I'll agree with like the content side of Call of Duty YouTube. I think sniping has kind of made that, because I think if there wasn't, I mean, even the Zergrizzes out there in Call of Duty 4 who started with the first montages, like, I don't think Hex ever hits the record button. I don't think Optics starts, and you can like go into that whole fucking rabbit hole. And I'm probably just fucking chatting shit if I'm being honest, but there is an argument to make that Call of Duty snipers kind of started the train on content, because I think definitely in the early days until like Black Ops 2 hit, when Vanoss started getting into Call of Duty, like I don't think anyone really gave a fuck other than, there was, I'm pretty sure even Korean Savage was sniping back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Ali A was known for sniping back then, and who's the other big one that got into a really big scandal? It was like he I don't remember what his name was, but yeah, there were a bunch of competitive people out there. I'm like, even when they weren't doing comp anymore, like they were sniping for content. Like they were like, oh, I can't snipe in the league, so I might as well snipe for videos, So it was it's a whole fucking different thing. 100%, yeah. Okay, so what's something that you haven't done yet for content that you know that you are capable of, but you're just waiting for the right moment to launch it?
Honestly, like, I've always been interested in doing like cut commentaries.
Okay.
Because that was a big thing of like what I watched growing up with Call of Duty, and I've always liked them. But like, one, I don't think I have the fan base for it yet, like the ride or die fan base that's here for me yet to do that and have it still be received well. Also, I need to still work on being entertaining and speaking with just me and not a friend group around me.
I got you.
Before I'm able to actually consistently do that, because it's good content and it's easy content, which I'm all about easy content.
You said cut comms are easy content?
consistent posts. Like you have a story to talk about or something to talk about, so whatever's going on in your life. Or
I was thinking
like
something else when you were saying cutcom, but yes, now we're on the same wavelength, and I 100% agree.
Like your style cut.
That's what I tried to start with for my first like 2 videos on my Frostii CoD channel, and I was like, God, this fucking sucks. Like, you just realize how you realize how uninteresting you are. That's, man. It's like, oh guys, dude, I went shopping the other day, and like this old grandma came around, and I'm like, no one fucking cares. Like, I'm literally saying it to myself as I'm thinking of what these guys are gonna say watching the video. I'm like, no one fucking cares.
When I tell you I doom scrolled on TikTok for 6 hours today, man.
Yeah. So that's kind of where, and I'll spoil this for you guys because you're gonna see it on my Call of Duty channel before this even drops. But that is kind of where I'm heading with my Call of Duty channel, because nobody fucking likes challenge content anymore, I guess. So I'm going into cutcom, but I'm going into cutcom with updates. So I'm gonna be playing the game, and I'm gonna be talking about any leaks that dropped from Black Ops 7, anything that, and that's the story that I'm talking about. I'm not like trying to really portray that Jev style, but was something that people give a shit about because no one fucking cares about me. So
I wouldn't say that.
I would. All right.
You're a good guy. All right, you're a chill dude.
Appreciate that. My mom told me that too, but it's
my mom too. My mom too. And if my mom says it, it's true.
No comment. All right. So everyone says that they want to make it someday, but everyone's version of making it looks different. So what does making it mean to you specifically?
Having my own dedicated fan base that is there for me.
Is there a number that you would put on the size of that fan base?
In like live stream terms, because I love streaming as well as making YouTube videos. If I had like 100 people, if that, 50 people consistently every day, I'm content with that. Like, I don't need thousands of people in streams, as cool as that would be. I just need like a good click in streams to like have it be entertaining, have people to riff off of during the stream, or get to know people and like shit like that. Like, I have my supporters now, and I love them dearly, but like, more the merrier, obviously.
Right.
Like, I obviously being able to support yourself and do it full time and not have to worry about your bills because this pays for it, like shit like that. That's obviously a plus, but that's not really what I'm in it for, you know?
I think you nailed it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not trying to have an ego about it or gloat about it, but like, I'm living comfortably with the job that I have. You know what I mean? I'm not struggling for if the next paycheck's gonna hit, anything like that. But I'm really fucking bored if I'm not doing this shit. Like, my life is really, really fucking dead and boring. So would it be cool to be doing this full time? Yeah, of course it would be. But like, the type of person that I am, I think I would die inside if I was sitting at my desk all day long. Like, I really think I would. I don't think I could do it. And I would probably get bored of... What was that?
You need other hobbies.
I do need other hobbies, and work is my hobby right now. Work is what I get out of the house to do. I rot in my house. I am a moldy sack of potatoes on my in my house. I don't go anywhere. I don't do shit. If I didn't have a girlfriend that loved being out, I probably wouldn't leave. I probably wouldn't go get groceries. I would DoorDash groceries to my house. I would probably DoorDash food because I have the money for it. Fuck it. Like, I don't care. I don't go anywhere.
We're in the same boat, dude. 100% through and through. If I didn't have a outdoorsy, wanting to do stuff girlfriend and like, could just stay home, I go to work, I come home.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to do anything else. I stay home.
I'm getting somewhat worried because we're getting to a point where she's gonna start getting her own car so she can go do stuff on her own without taking me with her. And I'm like, wow, okay, I'm about to be 25 and spend the next 10 years in my house buried in my bedroom. That's gonna be fucking crazy. I'm gonna be 25 today and 35 tomorrow. I'm just
but see, like, for me, that's like that doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me either. That's why I'm scared.
Hopelessly introverted, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's the dream life, man. I'll rot for days. I don't care.
I don't think I will classify myself as an introvert. Like if I'm out in public, I can talk up a crowd. I'm pretty good at public speaking. I've done it for a long time, all throughout high school. I would even say I make friends pretty easily, but I don't have a single person I would talk to outside of work where I live. I go to work, I tell everyone I work with to go fuck themselves and not bother me when I'm out of work, coming to work the next day with a smile on my face, being happy with everybody, blah, blah, blah. But like, I leave work, I don't talk to anybody, I don't have any friends here, I don't invite anyone over, we don't do shit. It's me and my girl fucking riding, like, she's got her group, but when you're with your group, go over there. It's like, I don't like making connection like that. If I make connection like that, it's like, okay, now I have another, it sounds horrible, but it's like, now I have another thing to worry about. I have to upkeep a friendship, and I'm like, I get so like, I'll get those like weeks at a time where I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. And if I know that I'm not going to want to do anything, it means that I don't want to talk to you either. And then I ruin a friendship, and I'm just like not going to deal with all that bullshit, so. But do you have a long-term content dream? Something bigger than just like group posts? Is there a specific series or brand, or are we even talking about full-blown channels now that you have coming up? Is there something past the podcast, even past your content project you're working on now that you're not ready to reveal yet? Something in a distant future that you'd just fucking love to do as a full-blown channel?
I was like getting into like IRL streams would be pretty sick. If I like, in a perfect world, if I was able to do this full time and was comfortable and could actually have an interesting life, IRL streams would be pretty fire to get into, because that's like really big right now.
Yeah,
a lot of people are doing that and blowing up from it.
I feel like that is the thing right now. Like, nobody cares about gaming. I went into full-blown Twitter arguments over this shit.
You never know what's gonna happen in an IRL stream. Like, that's dead ass live.
Which is, it's so scary that it's getting so big, because people are literally getting threatened to get shot live on stream, and everyone's like, fuck yeah, I want that too. And I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? Like,
anything for views, man.
It's crazy.
It gets to that.
Most of it probably is staged, but it's crazy. Yeah. Is there an ideal collaboration or opportunity that would make you like, fuck it, I'm dropping everything I'm doing, like, let's fucking do that?
Would definitely be podcast related.
Okay.
And it would be like a dream guest to have on the podcast.
Okay.
Like,
who would it be?
Okay, I have a top 3 people that I would absolutely love.
He's been ready for this.
First one, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay.
I would love to pick his brain. I love like all the TikToks I see of him, of random facts that people question why he knows, because it's not anything to do with astrology. Second one would be Dashi. Love Dashi. Just how he does his content, how he's able to be so high energy over the years, because that man's been screaming for as long as I can remember, and he is still at it.
You still got a voice. That's crazy.
I don't know. And the third one, quite honestly, would probably be like a favorite artist of mine, either like Kid Cudi or Ski Mask, or like Eminem or something. Which Eminem, it's very unlikely, because that man doesn't do anything with anybody he doesn't know already.
If he can fit his walker through your door, but yeah.
But I feel like Ski Mask, low-key, I could maybe get Ski Mask if the podcast got big enough and like he fucked with it. I could maybe do that. And that would be fire. That
would be super fucking cool too, because it's something that a lot of people would be like, okay, but why do I care? But you would be like, oh my god, I fucking love this shit. This is so crazy.
Yeah, I would not care what people thought about the episode. I would be on cloud 9.
I definitely feel that. That's somewhat how I felt about last episode with I brought a CEO of a company that's like a Omegle kind of sort of thing. I knew that nobody was gonna watch it. It's my worst performing like podcast so far, but the conversation that I had with that dude was fucking phenomenal and made me think such a different like thought process of what I was thinking before. It was a really enlightening conversation. I'm like, definitely recommend giving that one a watch if anyone out there hasn't already. But if you care about business at all, after you've watched fucking Shark Tank, you should give a shit about business, but whatever, dude. All right, we're gonna say it's 2026 right now, and someone is starting out in this space. What do you hope that they learned if they were watching you in 2025?
Just have fun with it. You know, don't take it too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't delve into the numbers too much. Like, knowing about analytics is good to a degree, but don't like attach your worth to it. You know, do this for fun. Do it as a hobby. Do it because you enjoy it. Don't fucking drive yourself nuts, because that'll be a quick way to go downhill.
Absolutely. No, that's great. As an individual doing content, are you building for views? Are you building for like a respect? Are you building for longevity? What are you building for?
I'd say longevity and I guess respect. I'm kind of posting what I feel like posting, and whatever misfits want to tag along with me, you know.
I do know.
Whoever has the same humor as me, and like, hey, this dude's pretty cool, I'm gonna stick around, you're my kind of person. That's what I want. Until I have a whole following of people that are down for me.
I definitely feel that. Is there like a single word that you could put on it that you want people to remember you for? Or phrase, I guess, if you don't make it one word and stress yourself out about it.
Comfort.
Okay.
Comfort.
I like that.
I like the idea of being like someone's comfort streamer or comfort YouTuber, because that was like everyone I listed off before, they were all my comfort people. Growing up. That got me into this. So like to be that for somebody would be sick.
I like that. All right, we're starting your time frame from the beginning of 2025. We're going to 2035. Someone's been watching you over the last decade, right? Based on where you plan on going up to 2035, what would be a sentence that you want someone to be able to like summarize you by? What would you hope that sentence is? Like, if we were explaining Vanoss for our age, what would you want someone to say about you?
How the hell did he get to where he is
That's
now?
fucking crazy. That is a crazy sentence that you want to
like, I'm hoping with all like the side projects that I have planned to get the ball rolling and my main channel, that like it gets to a point where people are genuinely questioning, like, I mean, it's sick. I love the content, but how the hell is he making this work? I think that would be hilarious.
Oh man. That's so like not what I was fucking expecting, but
I don't take myself seriously at all, if you couldn't tell.
That's fair. So for those who aren't aware, the Brain Freeze is at its core a mental health podcast, and the fucking derogatoriness of what is fucking the self-derogatoriness of this conversation right now is fucking crazy. But oh man. I am curious. For everything that you've done for as long as you've been doing it, Cold War was what, 5 years now at this point? Maybe 6?
Jesus Christ, has it been that long?
It's been a while. Cold War, Vanguard, MW2, MW3, maybe so like 4 years, I guess. But you say you've been doing this for a decade at this point, basically, right?
Yeah, a little over, yeah.
So over the last decade, has there been people in your life that are like, what the fuck are you doing in your IRL life?
My parents,
okay,
for sure. I've always tried to. I was very like anal about keeping this life and my personal life very separate. Like, a very select few people in my real life know I even do this, parents were kind of unavoidable
Yeah.
because they would always hear me or like walk in on me making videos or editing something, or they knew about the podcast, which I hated. Don't remember how they found out about the podcast, but they knew about that, which I could not stand. But yeah, I always try to keep that separate. Eventually, maybe I'll bring more people into it. I've kind of been trying to break that mold, but
so is it kind of like an embarrassment behind it, or like is there a reason that you kind of refuse to have?
I mean, I don't want to call it like an embarrassment kind of thing. It's mainly like I don't really want to explain it to somebody who has no idea about it.
That's fair.
And like the people in like family members, they won't get it,
right?
Because they're not the target audience. They don't really consume that. So like trying to explain that to them would be impossible, really.
The awkward conversation every Thanksgiving, like how's that going?
How's that Insta chatting thing you're doing or whatever.
Right, exactly.
It's going good, Grandma.
Yeah.
It's going fine. I mean, like, but mainly, like, if I am gonna tell somebody in my personal life, it's gonna be like a friend or somebody I'm close with, or even if it's someone I just became friends with and like we mesh really well together, or I find out that they play games too, like then they'll find out about it eventually, because it's kind of hard to fucking avoid if you're playing with me. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really tell anybody.
Right. It is kind of like a double-edged sword to a certain degree, because I mean, my parents are kind of into like, they don't really give a fuck. Like they don't care what the fuck I do. I just kind of keep myself. I don't talk to anybody in my family, so like they know I do it, but I don't fucking talk to anyone about it. So, but I've done content with my brothers. I've done IRL content with my brothers. We used to fucking shoot hoops in our fucking backyard, and it's like whoever lost the game of horse had to mix all these ingredients together and fucking like drink a smoothie out of it, you know? Like we used to do that kind of shit, because that was big back then. Didn't get any views on it. Anyways, so there's friends that I've had in real life that I told about it, and they're like, wow, that's fucking lame. I've also had friends in my life that are like, yo, that is super sick. And then they'll like want to come on to the podcast, or they'll want to like come on to my Minecraft server when I used to have thousands of people on my realm and like wanting to build all these different things and build battles and all this. And then it goes back to the other side of things where they're like, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel. Can you like give me a shout out? I'm like, dude, I've known you for like 15 years. That is fucking crazy. That is crazy that's what you're reverting to.
Why are we clout chasing?
Right. It's like you literally know my entire family. It is insane that you're clout chasing me right now. But I've had good experiences and bad experiences with sharing it with people. Honestly, it's who I fucking am. Like, I can't hide it. I live and breathe this shit every single day. Like, I have a notebook with me. I'm writing down things if I see something I think is going to do well. If I scroll on Twitter, or I hear about someone talking about something that got super big because they hear different things on social media than I do, then I write it down in my fucking, you know what I mean? So everyone knows that I do what I do. Everyone at work knows I do what I do. My boss wants to get on my podcast. I'm like, no, that is a horrible fucking idea. But there's always going to be goods and bads to sharing it with people in your personal life. So
I think the biggest like step out of my comfort zone that I ever made with content was when I was still doing my old podcast, and I was still going to college at that point in time, and I had a sociology teacher that I thought was hilarious. And I had her on for an episode.
Yes, I watched a little bit of that one.
I had her on. I hope she's doing good today. I haven't talked to her since the end of that semester, but like, that's one of my favorite episodes, and I'm glad I did it. But like, will it ever happen again? Probably not.
Yeah.
That was really awkward to bring up to a college professor at the end of a class.
Oh man. Yeah, I am curious how that conversation went.
She was very chill about it. She thought it was cool, but like I had to spend maybe 30 minutes trying to explain to her how Discord worked and like how to join the server and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get that.
And then she told the class like after the episode was released, I was like,
Hey, like you were supposed to fucking do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's tough. That's unfortunate. Okay, I got my last question here, and then if you have any final remarks or returning questions you want to ask, I'm going to answer that up. That's kind of our replacement segment for mini games is returning questions. So, but we'll enter our last question here. When it's all said and done, what would you like to look back on? Like end of the like you post your last video, and you look back on everything you've ever done. What would you like to look back on and say that you were proud of?
That I stayed consistent with it and I didn't give up on the passion. Like, because over a decade's a long fucking time to still like not be huge, you know, or like be able to do this full time. I could be close to it for that matter, but like, it would be cool to see like just how far I came, knowing the journey that it took to get there. Regardless of the time frame it took to get there, just the consistency in it would be something I'd be happy about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not very consistent with most things. I'll pick something up and drop it like 2 days later.
Yeah,
it's bad.
I feel that. I don't even know the last time I was interested in something else.
That was right there.
Yeah.
The amount of times I picked that up, trying to learn it, and put it back down for months on end is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that is. I think that's a great segment. Honestly, still being able to almost hit 2 hours without the mini games. I think it was a pretty solid conversation. I involved myself a lot more with this, which I usually don't like to do. But it's
already been 2 hours.
Been an hour 45, yes sir. Minus the 2 minutes that we just kind of bullshit at the beginning, so hour 43. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is there anything else that you feel like we didn't really touch on with you that you want to bring up or tap in on?
No, you did fucking awesome on the whole interview thing. Like this is probably the best interview I've had. Not that I've had many interviews, but like this is the most I've talked about myself and didn't want to barf in a while.
Well, thank you. I don't know how to receive that compliment. No, I appreciate
You're very
that.
good at this.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I take a decent amount of time to make sure that everything feels natural, you know? So, yes, definitely don't want any...
I can probably take a few notes with my own podcast.
Always open if you want to talk.
Wing it every time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that makes better content. But you have a group of people to wing it with. If I winged it by myself, this shit would be fucking horrendous.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
Be like, yes. So,
how's the weather?
So, yes. I've been on a few podcasts where it has been winged, and I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, when you're on mine, it's gonna be like that more than likely. I think that's.
But is it gonna be one-on-one, or is it gonna be me with all of you guys?
There's 3 of us.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it'll be 4 total.
That's fine. There's never gonna be dead space in it. It's not. I've been on one-on-one.
There is, but it blows my mind.
It happens.
But it's not for long, thankfully.
But it's not a one-on-one winged podcast where like I'm getting interviewed and it's like. So, like I get asked one question and I answer all of his questions for the entire podcast in my one answer because I'm a podcaster. So I know how this whole introduction thing kind of goes, and I just like answer all of his questions at once. He was like, "This was supposed to last an hour, and you just answered all of my questions in 2 minutes," and I'm like,
"So what's your favorite color?"
Yeah, dude, it was bad. It was really, really bad. But we're here.
It is
so.
80s. 80s, 180s.
So I'm going to open the floor up to you. We've been doing this a fairly similar amount of time. I've been doing it for 13 years. You've been doing it for 10 years. We've kind of stuck around the same kind of lane. I didn't start off in Destiny, but I did start off doing a lot more Minecraft and then diverted to COD and then to Fortnite and then to COD. But is there anything that you want to know, kind of being on separate tracks and everything, that you want? I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk more after this anyways, but anything that you want on camera to ask about that you want to know more about myself?
Why did you get into it? Like, what sparked this passion for you?
Into content in general or podcasting?
Yeah. In content.
So for content, for me, it's always been about, if I'm gonna play a fucking game, I might as well give myself a chance to get big off of it. That's being as brutally honest I could possibly get. Genuinely, I don't give a fuck if I make any money off of this. But if I told you that I didn't start hitting the record or stream button because there was a chance that I could make money off of it, everyone is fucking lying if they say that. Like, it's
like you can say it's not for the money to a degree, but like,
I don't care if I make money off of it, but I do want to give myself most options to make money as possible.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. The money's nice. There's
right.
no way how you slice it. Money's nice.
Right. There's a lot of people that I've met in my content journey. There's a lot of people that I've been able to learn from in content. I honestly love learning, and I feel like there's a lot of things that you can kind of learn until you become a quote-unquote expert in the space. But when it comes to content creation, there's so many different facets of content creation that you can get really good at one thing and someone still won't consider you an expert. Like, if you're learning guitar, there's only so many ways you can strum a string until people are like, oh yeah, he's really fucking good at this. But I could sit here, be really fucking good at talking at a camera, but my editing style is terrible. I don't understand anything about lighting. I don't understand anything about the right words to say and how to like express myself and how a thumbnail looks, or the SEO of titles and everything. It's like, there's so many things that go into content creation and so many different things to learn about that it's pretty much a never-ending cycle of what you can engross in. And that's what I love. I was the kid in school who loved learning about everything. A nerd, if you will. But
same.
Yeah, and that's just how I was. I really enjoyed learning about only the things I gave a shit about, though. Because, like, nobody cares about the origins of the fucking English language. Like, that wasn't my thing. I didn't care about that. But
yeah, I was so sick of hearing about Louis the fucking 14th.
Right. I don't care about history. I don't care about language. I don't care about none of that. But I do care about, like, I think the different ways of like science is really cool, and like all these different sciences you could take, and like to a certain degree, I think it's funny how so many people, and I'm probably gonna piss people off, but I think it's funny how so many people fucking suck at math, and it's like such an easy thing, and it's something that I can like, I wanted to be better at math because everyone else sucked at math. Like it's just something I wanted to get into, but I don't know. Honestly, that's kind of why I got into content, so I could keep learning without the risk of running into something that I didn't want to learn. Because everything about this entices me.
Fire. Same.
Yes, sir. Type shit.
Type shit.
I feel like we're gonna have a few conversations after this. You know, we're definitely gonna bounce back and forth. I'm probably gonna message you a few times on videos coming up and like, hey, I don't think I could say that when I'm recording. Never mind. If you were watching this, would you just fall asleep watching this? That's a PG way of saying that.
Yeah, if you ever want me to like watch something that you've made and like give opinions on it, I'm so down.
Definitely down with that. Definitely down with that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, look at that, guys. Made a friend on the brain freeze. Would you go look at that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Nvyius, for being a part of the brain freeze. That's going to wrap it up for this episode. Big shout out to you for pulling through and give us a real look behind the grind, the vision, the leadership, and of course the mindset. From Northern Forces and the Xcel Collective, it's clear that you're not just in the scene, you're shaping where it's going. So if you weren't already watching what he's been building, now is definitely the time to lock in. If you guys enjoyed this episode, go drop a like and a sub and comment down below who you would love to see as our next guest. And don't forget, new episodes drop every other Friday, and we've got more heat, or should I say frost, on your way soon. I've been your host, Frostii, and this is the Brain Freeze, where real ones chill. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.